I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Makoni Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Makoni Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MakoniSetupShop.com and learn why Makoni Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Invasive species are one of the biggest issues facing our natural resources and the environment today. Think of things like Dutch elm disease, the spotted lanternfly, and cats. Perhaps the most dangerous of these is the Homo caput stercoris, commonly referred to as the front plater. An invasive species coming from New York, New Jersey, and anywhere else that has a license plate on the front of their car. The biggest threat from this pest is the spread of excrement. These savages cause harm to many native species and have even spawned an entirely new one, the Beltsville lake monster. Here at the DeWeather Institute for Climate Knowledge, we have a dedicated group of volunteers working tirelessly to clean up the mess. The team of emergency responders for dispersion and skimming, or the turds. But the job is just too big, and we can't do it without your help. So be a hero. Be a turd. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Texas Motor Speedway, No Limits, Texas, where tonight the stars and cars of the iRacing Silver Crown Cup will take on this 1.5 mile oval, officially measured at 1.46 miles. Qualifications already getting underway. Let's quickly tell you about the weather conditions tonight presented by our friends at the Weather Center. 76-degree ambient temperature, winds going to be out of, we'll call it the southeast, on 13 miles an hour, on that one. So a little bit breezy there. 87-degree track temperature. Going to be a little bit for these drivers to hold on to here. Let's pick up guy who has been dominant. When he's been here, he's been dominant. River Hayes, currently sitting second in the point standings at 1,131 markers, 200 points behind Jeffrey Stanton. We are hitting the drop weeks. This race will absolutely count for River Hayes because he's only got 7 weeks on the books. Jeffrey Stanton, your point leader, however, will not be in the field tonight. In 8 weeks, he has 8 starts, 6 top 5 finishes, 1 pole award, but incredibly no wins. just a very consistent season for Jeffrey Stanton. River Hayes, in those 7 weeks, 8 starts, 6 wins, 6 top 5 finishes. He's led 519 of a possible 616 laps. But Hayes only going to be 5th quick on lap number 1. See what he can do here on lap number 2. He's going to move 2nd quick on the speed charts. And he will fall in behind Derek Love. Love's quick time, 29.371 seconds. Good points battle also shaping up here. We'll pick up Ryan Steele as he makes his way down the back straightaway. The Division II points championship is also a very good one. James Watson currently leading Josh Batista by 21 points. That one is absolutely going to come down to the end of the season. Joseph Smith, Tommy Toe, Brent Elmore, the top 5 there in Division II. But going back to the overall standings, going to be Stanton, Hayes, Pablo Donoso, 3rd in points. Pretty close to out of contention, I would say, at this point, at 1,072 markers. But he's only got 1 point on 4th place, Brandon Buckberger. Ryan Steele sitting at 999. We still have a lot of racing left to go here in this season. Donoso going to be 3rd quick on the speed charts. Lap number 2 on the board for Ryan Steele. Only going to move him up to 15th quick at a 29.638. Good lap 1 for Josh Batista in the number 43 as he makes his way down the back straightaway. Lap number 1 for Batista, 29.457 seconds. He will be the final car to take time. First half of the racetrack a little bit slower than lap number 1. See what he can do here. He goes overall quick time for the second half of the racetrack, but it's only going to be good enough for 4th on tonight's starting grid. I want to thank everybody checking us out here on YouTube and Twitch. We're going to get an ad in here on both of those platforms as we wait for the cars to grid up. For those of you that did not get served the ad, we'll take a look here at the starting grid in just a moment. Still waiting on a handful of cars to get back out on to the grid here. And welcome back to those of you that were at the ad break there on YouTube and Twitch. We try to get them out of the way early here so you get as much uninterrupted race coverage as possible before those platforms auto-insert the ads. Take a look here at the starting grid for tonight's race. On the pole will be Derek Love, 36 thousandths of a second faster than River Hayes, who will line up on the outside of row number 1. Pablo Donoso and Josh Batista on row number 2. Joseph Smith and Thomas Lewandowski will occupy the 3rd row here this evening. Brian Elmore, Wayne Hutchison on row 4. And you've got to go all the way back to that 8th place, Wayne Hutchison, to find a 10th of a second. Tyler Shattuck and James Watson on row number 5. Both of those, the first 2 cars, 1/10 of a second off the pace in qualifications. Steve Costley and Brandon Buckberger will take up the 6th row for the grid here this evening. Kenneth Gorell and Laura Gerhardt on row number 7. Row 8 will have Ryan Steele and Tommy Toe. All alone in the final row will be Rick Spencer Walt. 34 cars entered in tonight's race, leading out to 2 17-car splits. Take a look here. I'm seeing Matt Galida checking in the comments. I was hoping to run tonight, but my experience from testing is with wide open running and having to lift in the top lane, going to be very difficult to pass. That's what we're hearing. However, to kind of couch that sentiment a little bit, we're also hearing that the leader can't quite get away either. So it seems like this has the distinct possibility of being a very big-time pack race. We're looking forward to a good one here. Coming up, 67 laps the distance. One green-white checker is on offer if needed. But hopefully we don't get that far. We see an organically great race here. As always, race fans, the start of the iRacing Silver Crown Cup is going to be all yours. Well, one car sliding way down to the inside of the racetrack. Looks like we will stay under green. Tyler Shattuck going for a little bit of a wild ride there. He's able to keep things collected back up. Derek Love leads lap number 1. Side by side, thought about making it 3 wide. River Hayes, Pablo Donoso, Josh Batista going to be there as well. Joseph Smith hanging on the tail end of that top 5. Donoso running a little bit higher lane through turns 3 and 4 than the rest of the field. It will be important to get some air to the front of these cars and not overheat them, but you absolutely have to stay in the draft. Batista trying to clear Donoso down to the inside off of turn number 2. Brandon Buckberger with the fastest lap of the race last time by at 29.5. Here comes River Hayes down to the inside of Derek Love. Who's going with who? The dance is starting already here. Doing the Texas two-step, lap number 4 going up on the board. Still Derek Love at the front of the field. Thomas Lewandowski just ran a monster 29.39 lap that last time. Oh, man, Joseph Smith thought about making that 3 wide into 3. Little early for that stuff. Batista dips a couple of tires down onto the apron. What is now a 6-car battle at the front could be as many as 10 by the end of the lap because James Watson, Brian Elmore, Brandon Buckberger, they're all catching back in as these guys continue to run side by side. River Hayes able to clear Derek Love for the race lead. Now the top 6 have all gotten in the line. If they want to break away, they have to stay that way. But even Pablo Donoso breaking out of line just a little bit is going to allow the rest of the field to catch back in. And don't look now. Here comes Elmore, Watson, Hutchison, Shattuck. They're all going to be right there, especially if they keep this dueling up at the front. 7 laps in the books. And this one will go by pretty quickly here if, knocking on wood here, we stay green. Smith to the inside of Derek Love. He's going to bring Thomas Lewandowski with him. Ryan Steele having a little bit of an issue. He's back to the 17th position, 4.5 seconds back of your race leader. This fight has settled down just a little bit. Let's take a look back at the pack here at the second group of cars that is forming up. Brian Elmore, Tyler Shattuck, Steve Costley, Laura Gerhart. Wayne Hutchison back there in that one as well. Leader's going to continue to dice it up. Joseph Smith having to look inside of River Hayes down towards turn number 1. This is the new Texas configuration, so more banking more akin to Michigan or California Auto Club, if we have to call it that. That's what turns 1 and 2 looks like. Turns 3 and 4 is the Texas of old. 4 or 5 degrees steeper banking, a little bit narrower. Oh, man, River Hayes, he's got a handful there. Off at turn number 4, almost got it up into the safer barrier. Handling maybe already starting to go away in these cars. They do have the opportunity to use the weight jacker inside the car. It'll make a big difference, but it's really about how you're going to use it. Oh, Joe Smith, save it, buddy. Wow, he got a couple of tires down onto the apron. That car was almost sideways through turn 3. Absolutely pack racing here at Texas. And the longer they run like this, the more cars they're going to catch back up. Tyler Shattuck was a second and a half back last lap. This lap, they've cut the gap down to 1 second. In fact, now it's inside of 1 second as the field comes off at turn number 4. Man, Joseph Smith again getting the car down onto the apron. You're not going to get away with that too many times. Derek Love trying to get the toe down the straightaway. He has to tuck back in line. Josh Batista didn't have the room to clear. You would think there might be a point here where you want to get in and log some laps and not be as insane, but hey, we'll take it. Oh, man, River Hayes slides way up the racetrack. That car got a big push off at turn number 4. Allows Derek Love to get to the front. Joe Smith going to come right with him. Hayes back to third. Lewandowski, that third car in line on the inside lane, trying to stay right all in the tail tank of Smith, but now he's going to have a look. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Oh, Smith has got a handful. Hayes is up into the wall. Smith goes around. Oh, my God. River Hayes just went to orbit. Good Lord. Yellow flag is out. Joseph Smith. He had a little bit of contact issues and cart control issues the last couple of laps. Smith caught up in the catch fencing. That'll leave a mark. Let's take a look here and go find the roll bar cam here. Let's go on board here with River Hayes. See ya. Nice to know you, River. We go back to the live look here. River Hayes should splash down off the coast of Pensacola about the same time as SpaceX's Capsule Endeavour does as well. That should be coming up here at about 10:30 in the east tonight, by the way. Don't turn off our stream, though, if that comes on. We need the watch time more than SpaceX does. Definitely changes the complexion of this race, though. 2 of the quicker cars going out fairly early in this one. Lap number 17. Taking a look here at the comments. Somebody got to check in here. Say hello to us. Make sure we're actually on the air here. While we're under caution, let's get the next ad break out of the way for those of you here on Twitch so you don't miss anything. We'll be right back here with the Silver Crown Cup on the National Racing Network. All right, welcome back to those of you that are tuning in on Twitch here. We appreciate you sitting through the ad breaks there. It makes these broadcasts possible, especially things like Super Chats and the nits, I believe they are, or something on Twitch. I don't know. I am not well versed in this stuff. I probably should be, but thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. We do have subs available on both. Scott K checking in on YouTube saying, nope, can't hear you. All right, I think. It's probably a better way to watch the race than without the annoying announcer guy talking. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, working lap number 18. It'll be 49 laps to go when we get back to the start-finish line. For guys like James Watson, Brian Elmore, Tyler Shattuck, this is a chance to really try to make some hay here because the restarts are obviously the best point to try to make that big jump as we come back to green flag racing. What the hell? Let's give it to you one more time. Y'all go ahead and crank it up. Man, we got somebody trying to bang the walls down again, getting on the infield apron here. The transition to the banking at turns 3 and 4 is just insane. Thomas Lewandowski trying to make the run down the back straightaway on Derek Love. Brandon Buckberger is going to have a fantastic look at that battle. Let's go on board here with Brandon Buckberger. Tell you what, you can see the back end of the car really trying to step out here. Top 5 all going to be nose to tail. Yeah, I see the comment from Scott. Wayne and Ryan terribly loose 3 and 4. They've got their hands full with these cars right now. Top 5 all holding nose to tail. James Watson going to be, we'll call it about 0.6 of a second behind your race leader. As soon as they try to battle, though, at the front, that's when this whole pack is really going to catch back up. Good run for Laura Gerhardt. She's up to the 8th position, getting around Brian Elmore. Lewandowski inside. He's bringing the 4 of Buckberger with him. Not even to the halfway point yet. And this race has been pretty darn good here. Derek Love falling back to third as Pablo Donoso and Josh Batista are going to try to come past. Tyler Shattuck getting around James Watson. Shattuck having a great run. He's going to tow Watson right back up into this lead pack. Laura Gerhardt, Brian Elmore going to be there as well. Love doing a good job of holding on here with Batista. Love slides a little bit up the racetrack. Oh, man, he almost got the outside fence there. Tyler Shattuck going to get the tow now. Shattuck slides back in front of James Watson. Donoso getting the big pull from Batista. These guys are going to have to settle this down a little bit, though. Lewandowski and Buckberger are starting to open up the gap just a little bit. It's only a quarter of a second right now, but the longer that they stay side by side, the more that lead pack is going to be able to, the lead pair, I should say, is going to be able to distance themselves. Pablo Donoso now big to the inside. He's going to go 2 for 1 into 3. Now it's going to be Batista caught up on the outside. The interesting thing here, sort of to Max Golitis' point a little bit earlier, it's difficult to pass, but not for the reason you might think. It's that the outside lane is running almost identical lap times to the inside lane. So you're really not making up a ton of time. You're just sort of sliding backwards if you run side by side. They are not getting away. The top two, I should say, are not getting away. Lewandowski and Buckberger. Derek Love is caught right back up. Josh Batista's right there as well. Don't sleep on James Watson or Laura Gerhardt back there either. Both of those drivers having a very good run tonight. Derek Love having the look inside of Buckberger. Man, that was close. Buckberger almost nipped the tip off the front end of Derek Love's car there. At the entry to turn number 3, Love going to get the run now to the outside of turn 1. Going to bring Josh Batista with him. How about Tyler Shattuck, though? Good run for that car. Buckberger's up 10. Easily your hard charger of the race. Laura Gerhardt's up 6. Tommy Toe is up 6 to run in the 10th position. Top 4 now getting away just a little bit. Top 5, I should say. Getting away from Pablo Donoso, James Watson, Laura Gerhardt, but they're going to go to battling, and then everybody else going to pack right back up again. Some tells me we are not done with the caution flags yet tonight as we approach halfway. Kind of an interesting spot for Tyler Shattuck to be in. He could stay to the inside and pick up a spot on Derek Love when Love moves to the outside, or he could stay with him and try to get the big run. But at this point, I don't know that Derek Love wants to totally get out of line and really kind of start that battle just yet. You want to start that fight a little bit later on, once you've built a little bit of a gap, but that's just not happening. Josh Batista, Pablo Donoso catching right back in on those top 4. James Watson, Laura Gerhardt, Steve Costley, Tommy Toe, all going to be right there with them as well. 10 cars, all basically nose to tail. Here comes Critchley up to the outside. He wants a piece of the action. Everybody's still staying in line here. Just past the halfway point, and anybody in the top 10 could have a shot at this thing. Derek Love inside of Brandon Buckberger. Tyler Shattuck comes right with him. Slide Shattuck up to the third position. Drop Buckberger a couple back to fourth. Love trying to make the run to the outside. Almost like you're trying to arc the corner a little bit differently and get a big run down the straightaway. That's exactly what Derek Love appeared to be doing. Lewandowski slides up the racetrack. Here comes Shattuck up to P2. He's going to bring Buckberger along for the ride. Top 5 all separated by less than a second at the start-finish line. Lap 39 going up on the scoreboard. Love seems to be caught a little bit out up top there. Oh, but here comes Critchley to the race lead. Oh, my God, not Critchley, Shattuck. Good God, I haven't even been drinking yet tonight. This time change is screwing with me. Who else out here? Good Lord. Lewandowski holds on to the lead. Buckberger and Shattuck still side by side. Love and Batista also going to be tangoing through turns 3 and 4. Now Batista got a little bit of a bobble there off the corner. These cars look like they are not a lot of fun to drive right now. Oh man, another bobble there. Out of Shattuck. Oh, Batista, he makes contact. Donoso makes contact. They're banging wheels down the back straightaway. James Watson had a great view of that. He'll say, thank you, sir. May I have another? Put James Watson up inside the top 5. Yes, yet is the operative word there, Scott. At least somebody caught it. So we almost wad things up. That means it's time to settle down for a couple of minutes here. Go on board with James Watson. Donoso inside of Watson. He's going to bring Josh Batista right with him. So Watson gives back the couple of spots he picked up a few laps ago. Laura Gerhardt going to be right there as well. Side by side, Derek Love, Tyler Shattuck, top 4, going to go right back to battling. That'll let that next pack of 4 catch right back in. You wonder how much of this is be patient until the last handful of laps. The problem is if you're back where Donoso, Batista, and Watson are, you really got to start making the move now. It seems like it takes a lap and a half to 2 laps to get the pass made. Everybody knows to tail off of turn number 4 as they work lap number 46. 21 laps to go this time by. Oh man, Shattuck trying to force the issue inside of Derek Love. Donoso's getting a big run down the back straightaway as well. He may not have anywhere to go though. Love slots in right back behind Shattuck. He's going to peek to the outside. That's the lane that Pablo Donoso's wanted to run this entire night anyway. Down to 20 to go this time by the start-finish line. Since the incident early on with River Hayes and Joseph Smith, we've been clean and green, continuing to knock on wood here at the World Broadcast headquarters. Batista having a look to the outside of Donoso. That's a risky spot to put yourself in off of turn 4. Just got a comment via the Discord saying we're the best broadcast in iRacing. I don't know if that's saying something about the quality of broadcasting on iRacing. I guess it's got to be, because we're not that good at our jobs. Donoso up on the back tail tank of Shattuck. Had to back out of it just a little bit. Here comes Derek Love to the outside. Lewandowski's trying to block both lanes off. He's not going to be able to do it. Here comes Buckberger. Thought about having the look to the inside. That was close. So conga line going to make its way off of turn 2 again. Starting to double up once again as Shattuck continues inside of Derek Love. Donoso going to be right there as well. Donoso and Batista side by side. This fight's been pretty good so far. "15 laps remaining, and it is officially go time. If you want to have a shot here, if you're James Watson, Laura Gerhardt, you got to get up there and start to contend for the win. The problem is if they wad them up in front of you, you're kind of caught in the mess. Love and Buckberger going to be side by side for second. Love gets the pass completed. Tries to swing it out a little bit wide. A little bit of a tag slapper there off the corner. Man, that's tight. Oh, buddy. Now Love might get himself freight trained here off of turn 2. Love going to fall all the way back to 5th as Pablo Donoso gets by. So it's going to be Lewandowski, Buckberger, Shattuck, Donoso, Love with 13 to go. Here's Love back to the inside of Donoso. Pablo's car's been pretty good in that outside lane, so he's not losing a lot of ground here to Derek Love. Here comes Watson and Gerhardt. They want a piece of the action, too. It'll be 8 cars battling for the win here at Texas. This race only 34 minutes in. One caution flag for an early incident between Joseph Smith and River Hayes. Hayes going to get a big dent in his championship hopes here. He did not have a drop week to play with. Here comes Shattuck looking inside of Buckberger. That's going to move Tyler Shattuck up to position number 2. James Watson looking inside of Pablo Donoso. 10 to go at the line here at Texas. Buckberger and Derek Love almost making contact. Here comes Josh Batista looking to the outside. This thing is definitely not over yet. Whole field running about 0.6 of a second off their best laps of the race. If not more than that, in fact. Derek Love gets around Buckberger. They're jockeying, trying to set up that last couple of laps here, as we are down to 8 to go. You don't want to make the move too early, but I tell you what, Lewandowski's been very strong out front. If you're Tyler Shattuck, I want that clean air as fast as I possibly can get it. Problem is, it's going to take some help. Batista clears Buckberger on the entry to 3. When did the second and third place, Tyler Shattuck and Derek Love, when did they make their move? Because I think it may have to be a 2-car effort to get around your race leader. They are not sharing a communications loop at this point, because I see Derek Love in one of our Discord servers. So Shattuck and Love definitely not working together on this one. Oh, man, Love had a peek. He thought about it. Watson comes around Josh Batista. That's going to put him back up into the 5th position. We're going to stay right here at the front, though, because they're going to have to go. Down to 6 laps remaining at Texas. Lewandowski trying to hold off Tyler Shattuck and Derek Love. Five to go. Quite frankly, that is exactly what Thomas Lewandowski wants to see. Second and third, side by side, not working together. How about James Watson having a peek on Buckberger? Here comes Love to the inside of Shattuck. What a pass by James Watson. Derek Love going to get the job done as well. The more they fight back there, though, the more it's going to allow Thomas Lewandowski to open up the gap. It's only 1/4 of a second right now. But they are just not getting the big toe. And Brandon Buckberger, James Watson, Josh Batista doing this battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Batista had a little bit too much of a run to get tucked in behind Watson. Now Derek Love's got the run off at turn number 2. He's going to be within a tenth of a second of the race leader as they get to 3. Lewandowski has to run a little bit higher lane on the entry to the corner. Love going to get the arrow push. He slides a little bit high as well. Here comes Derek Love to the outside. 2 to go. Game on. Lewandowski again able to hold off Love, keeping that car tight down on the inside of the racetrack. Here comes Shattuck. He's going to be right with Derek Love. He's going to give him the shove down the backstretch. It is going to be 1 to go. White flag at the line this time by. Can anybody get around Thomas Lewandowski? The top 8 are all there. Are all 8 going to make it back to the finish line? Lewandowski holds the lane off for 2. He's going to dive down to the inside. Love's down to the apron. Love slides high off the corner. That might be all that Thomas Lewandowski needed. They're making contact, bumping and banging at the line. What a finish. Thomas Lewandowski gets the win. Derek Love second. Tyler Shattuck third. By 0.05 of a second. James Watson missed a podium position tonight by thousandths. What a finish. Great drag race there at the end of that one. Thomas Lewandowski going to get the win here in a very good field. 39-23 the iRating on this one. Derek Love, Tyler Shattuck, Brandon Buckberger, and James Watson your top 5 as we get the full race results up here. 6 through 10, Josh Batista, Pablo Donoso, Laura Gerhardt, Tommy Toe, and Steve Costley. Brian Elmore comes home in 11th, Kenneth Gorell 12th, 13th to Ryan Steele, 14th, Rick Spencer Walt, and Wayne Hutchison going to be the final car on the lead lap in the 15th position. River Hayes and Joseph Smith both going out early in this one. Let's get the Victory Lane interviews queued up here and ready to roll. And let's start with our third place finisher here tonight, Tyler Shattuck. And I'll tell you what, Tyler, that race looked like it was a lot of fun. I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't see more big moves late in that one.
Yeah, it just takes a lot to get a good run on somebody. Derek Love and I mean, I don't know how many times we traded back and forth. I'd get a run, get by him, and then he'd hang on the outside, slow me up, and then get around me a corner or 2 later. But yeah, definitely probably the most fun I've had in this car in a long time.
It looked like you guys let Thomas get away just a little bit there with 5 or 6 laps to go. Did that enter your mind that you would have to get single filed back out and it would probably take a team move out of the 2 of you to try to get anything done on him?
I mean, if we were going to do something, it would have to be both of us working together, but we weren't in any communication at all, so it was pretty much every man for himself. And at that point, by the time, if we got there, it was going to be too late, so might as well try to go for second at least here.
Well, it was a good run there to come home third place in points tonight, and let's make sure we get all the sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you go.
Just everyone at Refined, man. Sucks our guy River got junked there early on. I think he was going to be up front with us there. But everyone at Refined Motorsports, you guys for putting on these broadcasts every week, and any and everybody that's watching.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. And let's bring in our runner-up finisher here tonight, Mr. Derek Love. And Derek, I'll pose the same question to you that I just asked Tyler. It seemed like you two would have to get hooked up somehow if you were going to try to get past Thomas. Was there obviously there wasn't any coordination going on there, that you guys were not able to speak to each other, but was that kind of your impression that if you didn't try to tag team him, he was going to be tough to get around one way or the other?
You know what, honestly, Chris, I usually don't say too much about my car I'm driving, but man, I felt like I had the car tonight. I wasn't worried about tagging up with anyone else because I felt like I could just drive around them myself. So that wasn't even a consideration for me. I felt like I really had the car, and the biggest issue was I just you couldn't you got to get underneath the guy. I'm sure you saw in the race I couldn't do it in 1 and 2, but I could pass on the bottom or on the top in 3 and 4, so I was okay there. But I started giving up runs if I got stuck on the outside going into 1 and 2. Just because you just can't make it work there. So that was my biggest thing tonight.
Yeah, the car seemed really good. No surprise that Thomas went all the way to the apron. Any thought of going just balls to the wall, full send, and really trying to make something happen into 3, or at that point was discretion the better part of valor?
Yeah, it was the later there. I mic'd up to him after and I said, "Hey, I think I had that spot, but I gave it back to you." So that's part of racing. That was my choice to push that or not, and I wanted to finish the race, so I backed it up and maintain that second.
Yeah, and a season that's not been up to, I guess, what you would consider to be your normal standards here. That was a pretty big points night there. Thomas obviously got the win, but Ryan did not have a good run. Wayne did not have a good run. And obviously River having his issue early on. Not a bad points night here against a pretty strong field.
Yeah, it's been kind of a down season. I had a good finish a couple seasons ago, Division II champ, but I put a lot of effort into that season. I think honestly right now I'm just spending more time with the sprint car than I am this one. So I expect the results, and some places like this where I've ran good before, I always look forward to at least hoping to run good again.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again on the runner-up finish here tonight, and let's get your sponsor plugs and thank yous in here before we let you go.
Yeah, I got to shout you out. I haven't been up here in the booth in a while, so forgot all about it. Street Side Classics here, and I don't have DRR on the team from the sprint cars on this car, but they're always part of the effort too. So thank you, Errol.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that, and looks like we do not have our winner available for an interview here this evening, so we will get ready to wrap things up here. The Silver Crown Cup at Texas Motor Speedway. Pretty interesting race here. It definitely saw that it was going to be tight lockdown on the bottom, and we saw that. Joseph Smith, trying to make something happen early on in the race, made contact with River Hayes, and no word yet from Mission Control Houston if River Hayes has come down yet, but we'll have to see if we can find that information out and share it with you later. Got a big week coming up here on the National Racing Network after an 8-hour marathon of real-world racing this past Saturday at the Airport Speedway. Back to a little bit of normalcy here. Coming up tomorrow night, it will be the TNT Rock Block from 8 to 11 p.m. in the East. Follow that up on Wednesday with what should be another episode of the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. Coming up on Thursday, the Grid Rival Ezra IndyCar Series and the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. Another packed week of iRacing content here on the National Racing Network. Have to give a special shout out to our crew of reporters as well. Alex Gray on the NASCAR side of things, Ben Carswell on the IndyCar side, Mark Hackett covering the Northeast Dirt Modified scene as well. Those three have done a spectacular job, and their seasons have just about wrapped up here, so we want to give them a special shout out here this week as well. Looking forward to a big week of iRacing action coming up right here on NRN. Thank you, as always, to Connor Baldwin for absolutely spectacular work on the cameras here this evening. And for everybody else here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight, folks. We will talk to you all soon. Have a good night, everybody.